Okay. Where do we want to explore first? We can do inside. Let's go in and out, maybe? No, because I'm gonna get missions that way. Alright, let's just head off here. I know there's some herbs back here. Pick these up. Yeah, and there's little diamonds. I almost said triangles that show us where stuff is, where our next missions are. Apothecary, find recipes. Upgrade the recipes. Nope. There we go. Take that. And I'll take all of that, thank you. Huh. Random person. Is there nothing in here? Okay, there we go. The Randy Dowager Quarterly. Quarterly missive of suspect virtue. Okay. It's there if you want to read it. I will be reading some of the codices, but... So here we can upgrade potions and stuff. Which I hardly ever really do. Equip potions.
Thank you for hurrying with the potions. We have so many injured.
We'll get them back on their feet, sister. Don't you worry.
I hope you don't need this. Oh, you definitely didn't need that. Day 2, patient observations. Pulse normal, breathing normal. Still unresponsive. Careful drop feed of prep elf root extract to hasten her recovery. A lot of thrashing. Mutters about too many eyes. Something about the gray? Encouraging? Too many eyes would be the fade spiders. I have no idea what the gray is.
Look who's back from the dead. Again.
So, they decided to get rid of the cutscenes during conversations, which I think nobody was a fan of. This is so jumpy. And I'm gonna try and manipulate the camera and move it around a bit when I'm talking with people to kind of make it a little more interesting instead of having them just stand there. Just so you know what's going on. Have we met?
I don't recall meeting you before.
I'd be surprised if you did. You weren't particularly coherent. Someone had to patch you up after you staggered out of making those wear, though. So, you're welcome.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't realize. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you can pay me back by fixing the world. Name's Adan. I'm in charge of keeping our little band here stocked with potions and elixirs. Not that Seeker Pentagast seems to care whether we've got the supplies to actually do that.
You're a bit cranky.
For a healer, you don't seem particularly nurturing.
I'm not a healer. I'm an alchemist who's forced to play Mother Hen. You want something to burst into flame on contact with the air? Done. Gladly. Patching up wounded soldiers is a waste of my time and talents. But there are a few around who can help.
So, I mean, the situation is, complicated, but how are things?
How are your people holding up?
There's no shortage of work. That's for damn sure.
I know how to order potions. Do you need any help?
Is there anything I can do to help out?
We're fine as far as raw labor goes. You've more important things to do than tend to me. I only wish I'd been able to find Master Tajan's notes. Old bastard was working on something special. He died at the Conclave, and his notes weren't here. Been too busy dealing with the wounded to look for them.
Okay.
Farewell.
I know where to find them. Alright, it's just lighting up the table. There's Solas. I'm gonna go in here before I attempt to talk to you. That's it? Nothing? Nothing in here. Great. Hey.
The chosen of Andraste. A blessed hero sent to save us all.
I'm not a hero.
I've no interest in being a hero. All I want is to find a way to seal this breach.
Pragmatic, but ultimately irrelevant.
Thanks, dude.
I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
You study ancient ruins?
What do you mean, ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
How can you sleep there?
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
Usually. That's impressive.
I've never heard of anyone going so far into the Fade. That's extraordinary.
Thank you. It's not a common field of study for obvious reasons. Not so flashy as throwing fire or lightning. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay there. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate mage surrounded by chantry forces, and unlike you, I do not have a divine mark protecting me. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
Cassandra will protect you. Yeah, right. Well,
You came here to help, Solas. I won't let them use that against you.
How would you stop them?
However I had to.
Thank you. But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
we're gonna have so many fun glitchy moments. Can I...
Closing the breach is our primary goal. But I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the Conclave proves that much.
You think it survived?
You don't think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
It's not a priority. I guess it'll turn up.
Anything with that kind of power is bound to show up sooner or later.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact was, it is no longer there. In any case, did you need me for anything?
No, just conversation. Tell me about elves. Oh god, I should have saved. Oh, can I go back? Can I go back? I'm gonna go back.
We'll talk later.
I'm gonna save. Going to save. Okay.
Hello.
Tell me about elves.
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
I thought you would be more interested in sharing your opinions of elven culture. You are Dalish, are you not?
I'm a true elf. Yes.
Yes, I am. The Dalish are the best hope for preserving the culture of our people.
Our people. You use that phrase so casually. It should mean more. But the Dalish have forgotten that, among other things.
Oh, but you know the truth, right?
While they pass on stories, mangling details, I walk the Fade. I have seen things they have not.
We're trying?
Irabellis, Haren. If the Dalish have done you a disservice, I would make that right. What course would you set for them that is better than what they know now?
You are right, of course. The fault is mine, for expecting what the Dalish could never truly accomplish. Irabelas, darling. If I can offer any understanding, you have but to ask.
Not an apology. You're still setting yourself up as... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Wow. It's not an apology, Solas, but okay. Alright. We'll go with it. Tell me about elven magic.
Is the magic they teach in the Circle different from the magic I learned with my people?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing chantry approval, although they still frown on blood magic. Superstition. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
Was immortality due to magic?
The legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature. Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
About blood magic.
You said that the censure against blood magic was a superstition.
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Tevinter disapproves of it. But as I said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
Seems interesting.
I'd be interested in learning more about blood magic.
I would teach you if I knew it. Unfortunately, using blood magic seems to make it more difficult to enter the Fade. You understand why I never bothered to learn it. A shame, as it is extremely powerful, provided it remains a tool, not a crutch, nor a passion.
It's interesting that blood magic makes it harder to enter the Fade, I guess, for a dreamer, but then you can use blood magic to enter the Fade. Which is just, there's some strange connection happening there, and I don't know what it is. Anyway, tell me about ancient elves.
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Hallam Shiral. But Hallam Shiral was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Arlathan.
Elvanan was the empire, and Arlathan its greatest city. Place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
What else?
You've studied ancient elves. What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish Erebels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches, palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
More about the Dalish?
Are all Dalish elves like my clan?
No. Your clan was unique in having enough interest in human affairs to send you to spy upon the Divine's meeting. As your clans have been separate for so long, they have all changed, adapting to the lands in which they live. Some are no more than bandits, others trade freely with humans, and some have disappeared entirely into the forests.
And city elves?
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Tevinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past, and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
Well, I guess that's all we can ask him about.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
And I'm gonna check and make sure.
What can I do for you?
Tell me about the Fade. Tell me about yourself. Well, tell me about the Fade.
What do you know about the Fade?
A great deal from my wanderings. There are few hard facts, but I can share what I have learned.
None of this is a good camera angle. What about the Breach?
I'd like to know more about the Breach.
Simply put, it is a tear in the veil between this world and the Fade, allowing spirits to enter the world physically. Small tears occur naturally when magic weakens the veil, or when spirits cluster at an area that has seen many deaths. But your mark allows you to exert some control over the Breach. That means it was created deliberately.
Okay. And what about the Veil?
I'd like to know more about the Veil.
Circle mages call it a barrier between this world and the Fade. but according to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind.
That sounds really interesting.
It sounds like it would be wonderful.
And dangerous. But yes, a world where imagination defines reality, where spirits are as common as trees or grass. Instead, spirits are strange and fearful, and the Fade is a terrifying world touched only by mages and dreamers. I am glad that I'm not alone in seeing the beauty of such a world, along with the obvious peril.
And what about demons?
I'd like to know more about demons.
Your Dalish say the demons hate the natural world and seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living, and a demon is that wish gone wrong.
Can we change that?
Is there a way to coexist? To live with them? If not in peace, at least without such active confrontation.
Not in the world we know today. The veil creates a barrier that makes true understanding most unlikely. But the question is a good one, and it matters that you thought to ask.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
I have more questions, Solas!
What can I do for you?
Tell me about you.
I'd like to know more about you, Solas.
Why?
Because, do I need a reason? I respect you.
You're an apostate, yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
Not the wisest course of action when framed that way.
No.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solas. I just wanted to know more about you.
I'm sorry. There's so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
Why study the Fade?
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
That sounds dangerous.
Did spirits try to tempt you?
No more than a brightly colored fruit is deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits, and how to interact safely with the rest. I learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness. There was so much I wanted to explore.
But you're here now?
I gather you didn't spend your entire life dreaming.
No. Eventually, I was unable to find new areas in the Fade.
Why?
2 reasons. First, the Fade reflects the world around it. Unless I traveled, I would never find anything new. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations. To find interesting areas, one must be interested.
Isn't that why you're here?
Is this why you joined the Inquisition?
I joined the Inquisition because we were all in terrible danger. If our enemies destroyed the world, I would have nowhere to lay my head while dreaming of the Fade.
I hope that works.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. In truth, I've enjoyed experiencing more of life to find more of the Fade.
How so?
You train your will to control magic and withstand possession. Your indomitable focus is an enjoyable side benefit. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
So he says something different, depending on whether you are a rogue or a warrior. And yeah.
Indomitable focus.
Presumably. I have yet to see it dominated. I imagine that the sight would be fascinating.
Okay.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Whatever you think just happened there. Oh, good lord. I want to go in this room. Were we in here? We were in here. Okay. I don't think I can talk to you right now. I'll come back.
about the refugees out in the hinterlands, near Redcliffe?
Hard going. The mages and the Templars put a lot of people out of their homes.
At least Mother Giselle is there to help.
I'd think food and clothing would help more than prayers.
That is very true. We're gonna walk into this tavern. Ooh.
What you asked, Flitter? Master Harriet said I should go back right away.
Have you left me here? Temple, sacred ashes, tragic, mark upon our land. Skyfall, let darkness reign on thee.
The tavern songs in this game are absolutely fantastic.
Can I get you anything?
I don't know. What can I find?
What can you tell me about this area?
Adarna's Haven's apothecary. He's been making potions and tending to the wounded as best he can. Harris is the Inquisition smith. Whatever he can make you, Thren the quartermaster can probably find. And for anything fancier, you can try buying from Segret. His prices aren't too high. Yet? Oh, there's also Minave. She studies beasts and things, as I understand.
Farewell.
Goodbye.
Tale of the Frostbacks. If you want to read that, that may be important later.
Eclipsed in the eye of the empire of we Orlesians. Empress of fire, what season may come, we fight for the day you restore our heart and bring us to glory.
Are you sure?
You know.
That was weird.
Nightingale's eyes, secret lives in their worth. Raised tears they cry, but all the while softly lie inspiring you. Nightingale's eyes, what will they find left behind? Craving as a spark, with heart remains for those who could never try.
I see.
Are you sure?
Oh, you know.
I feel sun through the ashes in the sky. Where's the one who'll guide us into the night? What's begun is the war that will force this divide.
I'll keep an eye out.
I'm probably gonna get a copyright on this video.
No, they don't.
I hope it's not me. It's just what I heard.
Find me still still searching.
You all right, sir?
Of course.
Someone to lead me. Can you guide me to the revolt inside me?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm back in.
It's good to see you.
Enchanters, the time has come to be alive in the circle of
Yes, sir.
sunshine where we will fly without problems. Enchanters remind the time will not unwind. The dragon's crooked spine will never straighten into line.
See, she's humming too. It's not just me.
True enough.
Once we were in our peace with our lives assured. Once we were not afraid of the dark. Once we sat in our kingdom with hope and pride. Once we ran.
What do you mean?
With great stride.
I have like left the game on and just stood in front of her and let her go through her songs.
May God be with you.
Nope, that's all for now. You can, if you want to listen to those in full, you can find them on YouTube. Just search like Dragon Age Inquisition Tavern songs. Oh, did I finish?
Greetings.
We did this already?
I'd like to know more about
Yeah,
you,
we did this
Solas.
already.
All right. What can I tell you?
Okay, alright. Where have you studied?
You said you traveled to many different places.
This world, or its memory, is reflected in the Fade. Dream in ancient ruins, you may see a city lost to history. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, long picked dry by treasure seekers, the best of the battlefields. Spirits press so tightly on the veil that you can slip across with but a thought.
Which battlefields?
Any place in particular?
I dreamt at Ostagar. I witnessed the brutality of the darkspawn and the valor of the Ferelden warriors. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signal fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Kaelin's forces.
What happened?
I've heard the stories. It would be interesting to hear what it was really like.
That's just it. In the Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire, and a power-mad villain sneering as he lets King Kaelin fall. The next, I see an army overwhelmed and a veteran commander refusing to let more soldiers die in a lost cause.
And you can't tell which is real.
It is the Fade. They are all real.
I love that so much. Do you work with anyone?
Have you always traveled and studied alone?
Not at all. I have built many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
Wisdom and purpose?
I don't know of any spirits by those names.
They rarely seek this world. When they do, their natures do not often survive exposure to the people they encounter. Wisdom and purpose are too easily twisted to pride and desire.
Those are demon names.
You're saying that you became friends with Pride and Desire demons?
They were not demons for me.
Meaning?
The Fade reflects the minds of the living. If you expect a spirit of wisdom to be a pride demon, it will adapt. And if your mind is free of corrupting influences, if you understand the nature of the spirit, they can be fast friends.
Can they really?
You trust these spirits not to possess you the first
Oh,
time you
that's not-
accidentally make a wish?
Do you trust your friends not to turn on you?
Well, yes, but they're people.
Ah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Are people only people because they are flesh and blood? Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
I'm not arguing this. Why? What is... What? Why is this a flirt option? Need a body to be real. Spirits lack free will. I mean, I think he would prefer that I do that, but I don't know what this is.
You have an interesting way of looking at the world, Solas.
I try. And that isn't quite an answer.
I look forward to helping you make new friends.
That should be... well...
That isn't quite an answer either.
You opened the door, dude.
We'll talk later.
So I think we're done. I think this is all we can talk to Solas
Greetings.
about. Yeah, okay. Alright.
We'll
So
talk later.
Goodbye.
if you play a warrior when he's doing
Are we
his
going to have new
flirty
versions of
thing,
Enchanted Light now? For the Herald of Andraste, telling what she did.
It's far too soon to consider anything like that.
I was talking with a friend who said there used to be a verse about an elf in the Chant of Light.
No, that's not true.
yes it is.
I'm sorry.
Yes it is.
But that doesn't mean the Maker loves you any less.
Oh my god. Who can I smack? Okay. So yeah, flirty thing. If you are a warrior, he'll say something about your muscles and she'll be like, oh, do you enjoy those? And he'll say, oh, I assumed that you did. But yeah, since you asked. It's like, and if you are a rogue, he'll say that your grace is a enjoyable side benefit, and she'll say you think I'm graceful, and he'll say, what does he say?
They'll close that huge hole in the sky. Ally with the Templars, I'd imagine. I've seen them weaken magic. What about the rebel mages? Rebel mages probably made that damn breach.
Technically, that's not. Anyway,
Too many wounded. Not enough bandages to go around.
Start tearing up shirts then. If the Inquisition can afford fancy new uniforms, it can afford bandages.
good job. Yes, I approve. So yeah, so she'll say, you think I'm graceful, and he'll say, no, I was declaring it. It was not a subject for debate. And so those are his flirty lines. In case you were wondering, I don't know. I think you have to be, I don't think he flirts with you if you're not an elf. I don't know for sure.
What do dwarves do when magic gets out of control?
We call the Templars, just like the rest of you.
Even down in Orzammar?
Friend, I've never even seen Orzammar. But dwarves don't have mages, so magic likely isn't a big problem.
Okay. Theron.
When will you be able to get us the crafting supplies we need?
When they're ready. Piss off. If you're here to clean, Hess can get you a bucket and a broom. Anyone calls you knife here, come to me. Oh, you're her. Thren. Inquisition quartermaster. I'm doing what I can to supply this mess. If you find what I need to fill one of my requisitions, I'd appreciate you bringing it in.
Oh, requisitions. These things that nobody does because they serve no purpose. Tell me about them.
What did you mean when you mentioned requisitions?
I'm making this Inquisition run with what we have, but we're not a real army. We're stretched thin on materials, so I've put up a requisition list for anything that could help our people. Here, take a look. You find some iron and a good logging site. Maybe Harriet can get our troops better weapons.
And I know how to fill these. What is your job?
What do you do here?
I make sure the Inquisition troops have food in their bellies and iron in their hands. Both are important. Lots of people expecting us to be heroes,
Marching all day to fight the demons. Turns out heroes need to dig latrines just like everyone else.
And how did you end up here?
How does someone end up as quartermaster for the Inquisition? I served for Eldon under 10 Logain MacTier. Best commanding officer this world has ever seen. After they all turned on him at Denerim, though, there wasn't much use for people who held that opinion.
Yeah.
Queen Honora offered my services to the Inquisition. It was a kindness. She knew I supported her father and got me away from the political garbage.
Okay. I hope my game isn't bugged and that Alistair's still? That's weird. Or, I don't know, I guess that makes sense. Logain's a Grey Warden now.
I understand Logain joined the Grey Wardens after the Blight ended. Yes. A mercy, people called it. Serving the Order, they say he betrayed. He could have led Ferelden to greatness. Instead, he lives in exile, fighting darkspawn until the day he dies.
I mean, you can have a hero's view of Logain, but his takeover of the throne was not good.
Can I help you with something?
What's your job? How'd you end up here? Now I'm good.
Farewell. Make her go with you.
So, okay, so let me just explain these. These are requisitions. And so for this one, we have to find a logging stand and some iron, which I have the iron, and I do know where the logging stand is. When you complete these, you get power. And the problem is, there's no reason, like, you will have so much power in this game, there's no reason to do requisitions at all. And they also take up valuable crafting materials, which are so much more useful elsewhere. I think maybe...
You find anything we need, let me know.
I think maybe they intended this to be here for people who maybe wanted to speed through the game. And so that's why this works, but I don't really know. Anyway, the way that I'm playing, it's completely useless. And I may do one just to get the quest marker out of the way. And then I probably won't do any more. Okay, alright. How long do I want to make this?
A learned child is a blessing upon his parents and onto the Maker.
I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. I know we didn't do too much except talk to Solas a lot. But then we will continue on.
These truths the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one God, one life, one death. There is but one God, and he is our Maker.
There's still some stuff to do in this area, so we will continue on next time. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and thanks for watching.